got some COVID news. I guess everything is COVID news nowadays, huh? So a lot of people have been wondering what the next steps to this situation will be. What constitutes the quote unquote right time to reopen the economy? When will this quarantine end? Will we ever get a vaccine? Will there be some other type of treatment? If we do get a vaccine, when will it come? Also, who's responsible for creating it? Who's behind it? Where's the money coming from? And I think that the most important question and pertinent question is this. Is there anyone in the government currently behaving responsibly regarding this pandemic without any self-agenda or self-motivations? And can we believe anything coming out of almost any government official's mouth at the moment? The answer to both of those questions honestly seems like hell no, to be honest with you. I don't trust Fauci. I don't trust Bill Gates when it comes to... I feel like I shouldn't have to explain that I don't trust Bill Gates to talk about or handle in any way whatsoever a pandemic. I didn't ask him to come over and fix my damn motherboard. I didn't ask him to come over and help me install some new Windows software on my computer. That's not what we're talking about right now. I didn't ask him to design a new phone. Didn't ask him to design a new gaming system. We're talking about COVID. We're talking about a pandemic. We're talking about a virus. I feel like I shouldn't have to say that I don't want to hear Bill Gates' mouth when it comes to anything when it comes to a pandemic. But yet, here we are. So, in that same light, there's been some troubling news to come out. Of course, it came out of Dr. Fauci's mouth. And I feel like this is extremely important to cover for a plethora of reasons. And we're going to talk about them. But first, let's check out this new bill. Or this new statement, from Dr. Fauci. According to Dr. Fauci, as reported by MSN 5 hours ago, 8 COVID-19 vaccines being worked on and could be available by late fall. Fauci says during a testimony, at least 8 candidates for the coronavirus vaccine are in clinical development stage, and some could be ready as early as late fall. Anthony Fauci said, the United States top infectious disease expert has told senators. The National Institute of Health has been collaborating with a number of pharmaceutical companies in various stages of development, Mr. Fauci said, and in a testimony on Tuesday, which is today. In pictures, coronavirus in the UK. Oh, excuse me, they just sent a picture. Took a picture of some slides. Anyway, moving on. The White House infectious disease guru. Listen to how they kiss this man's ass. How, bro? Anyway, the White House infectious disease guru also suggested that his previous projection that it would take at least a year to 18 months before the vaccine was ready does not appear to be accurate. Let's hear this excuse. The NIH trial moved very quickly. Okay, so you want to inject something in everybody, sell it on the market, probably make it mandatory in some instances. I know in the military it's going to end up being mandatory. And so you're explaining the reasoning from your prediction going from 18 months, which, by the way, in my opinion, still not reasonable, but maybe a little more reasonable. But your reasoning for going from 18 months before a vaccine is ready to just several months is trials moved quicker. No, that's not how trials work. The trials should be set for one period of time and they extend or end at another period of time, because what your trials are supposed to include, or what your observations are supposed to include, are side effects. Ladies and gentlemen, let me be clear about something. I don't know how to explain this in layman's terms. I feel like I do a pretty damn good job of it, but people still don't get this. I'm not taking any medication that was created in a few months. once again, this is something I feel like I shouldn't have to explain to people. And yet, here we are, me having to explain to people that several months cannot possibly be long enough to concoct the vaccine and then test the vaccine over and 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 over again, which is what should be being done. And then to subsequently see what the side effects of the vaccine may or may not be. I feel, once again, like this is a very common sense statement. I really don't give a damn what the damn vaccine is or what the drug is, what the pharmaceutical. I don't care what it is. I'm not taking shit that only took a few months to think about that, people. How long it take for you to get your degree? Years. It took so you could be tested and then retested and then retested and then tested again while you're learning, so they can make sure there is no doubt in their mind that you earn this degree and you have absolutely specialized to a proficient degree to earn that piece of paper, right? You specialized. You've tested and tested and been tested again. I feel like the same logic is true for vaccines. How in the hell, any medication, how can I know what the side effects will be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years from now? Not even. How can I know how the hell can I know what the side effects will be a year from now? If I have literally just discovered the vaccine. And now you're saying it's going to be ready by late fall. Ladies and gentlemen, it is May. May to June, June to July, July to August. So you got what? 4 or 5 months? Maybe at late fall, 6 or 7 months. 6 or 7 months for you to pass some concoction out without possibly. That is antithetical to practicing safe science. Absolutely. There's no way you can justify it. There's no way. Call him the guru. Call him the expert. Call him what you want. You just call me commonsensical. It ain't possible. That's not how a scientific method works. Now, what's scary about this is it's not like if there were significant side effects that they would be reported. And the reason why is because, do you know who's actually in charge of following and tracking the side effects of not only vaccines, but any medication, and figuring out and registering them and reporting them? Do you know who's in charge of that? Do you know? The FDA. In other words, the FDA, who is usually working at the behest of Big Pharma, we all know, is in charge of reporting the side effects that of the drugs that they approve and say are safe after they take money. You know that? So, question. If I asked you, like, there's vaccines right now that have been out for years, right? If I asked you, how many side effects does your average vaccine have according to the FDA that you have ever heard reported? When you go to your pharmacy, when you get the little flu shot, when you took a flu shot or a vaccine when you're at I don't know, in the military, for your job, traveling out the country, et cetera, did they tell you there's gonna be some side effects? I'm not talking about some damn swelling in your arm when you got the shot. I'm not talking about that. What did they say? If you took the flu vaccine, I think the most they might tell you is you're gonna get flu-like symptoms. How many times has the FDA made a big deal to report the side effects of any vaccine? Because if you leave it up to the FDA, we would literally never know what a side effect is when it comes to vaccine. If you leave it up to the FDA, vaccines are absolutely perfect. There have been no side effects in the history of vaccines. So if there was a negative side effect when so many people stand to make so much money based off of the sensationalization and fear mongering that we've seen of this COVID-19 situation, would they report any immediate side effects? Would they take issue approving a vaccine that couldn't possibly show you the side effects of, 6 months from now, a year from now? It couldn't possibly be done. You can't do it. You literally cannot do it based off of just how the fuck time works. But do you think that FDA would report those side effects given all the money? Like, you think the NIH would report all those side effects? I'm just curious. I'm not a doctor, not an MD, I'm not a researcher, I'm not a medical assistant, I'm not a biologist. But I do have common sense. And I can read. And I know what conflict of interests are. And so even if this vaccine gets approved, because of how much money stands to be made from it for people like Bill Clinton, for example, and the pharmaceutical companies who manufacture these drugs and the relationships they have with the FDA, what guarantee do we have that the FDA will do its damn job? It's the same FDA that tells us that marijuana should be a Schedule 1 controlled substance. The same FDA that tells us that kratom is deadly. The same FDA, well, not the FDA, but the NIH that has gotten projections after projection after projection regarding the coronavirus wrong over and over again. Just saying. Oh, thank you very much for the super chat, man. To talk. If you or you know anyone that lives in West Virginia, it appears that you may vote and write in Jesse Ventura. Okay, good to know. I literally know no one in West Virginia, but I'm sure someone does. Thank you for that tidbit of information. I much appreciate it. Rocket6923, thank you very much for the super chat. Are you familiar with any of Dave Cullen's videos on COVID-19? I'm not sure. What's the name of one of his videos? I'm not good when it comes to names. I'm horrible. So if you tell me the title of the video, I might recognize something. Red in Economics, thank you very much for the super chat. Damn right, Niko, they want us all to be lab rats for this vaccine. Absolutely. This is exactly what happened in the 90s whenever they sent us over to Bill Clinton when he wanted us to go fight Saddam. When he wanted us to go fight Saddam because Saddam had turned on us and started attacking the oil fields in Kuwait after we had loaded him up with unenriched nuclear uranium, right? So he had weapons tipped with it. The radiation was everywhere. That we were pumping our soldiers up with vaccines because they were coming back with radiation in their testicles. Now, obviously, there was a lot of problems that came with this, and there was a massive lawsuit. And you know what? The soldiers would have won trillions if the documents regarding that case weren't transferred to the OKC building like a day or so before it was bombed. So this isn't the first time they've tried to use humans as guinea pigs when it comes to their vaccines, when there's some quick money to be made. They got all this money to invest in finding a vaccine, but and they claim, by the way, they claim that there's no other options out there. My question is, how have you not been working with Cuba when they've already found a treatment, a natural treatment that also for some reason treats HIV and hepatitis and doesn't require a vaccine? It allows your antibodies to naturally build up and fight the vaccine or fight the virus. Why have we been talking to Cuba and China? If we're that concerned about saving lives via medicine, why have we been talking to the countries that have successfully achieved this goal? Because it's not about saving lives. It's just not. It's not about saving lives. It's about money. And if you are naive enough to believe that your government wouldn't experiment on you for the immediate payoff versus the potential cost that they could protect themselves from, you are crazy. You are absolutely, I don't know what else to tell you. You're crazy. There's no way you've been paying attention. It's crazy to me how leftists are just so like casual. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I've had to take vaccines in the military. I don't really feel. I feel strongly about the FDA. So no matter what I'm ingesting, I always am suspect about it. I always exercise skepticism. I always assume that there are side effects. But only in this place I call the left have I heard people literally say, if you even ask, well, why aren't we even addressing the side effects of potential side effects of vaccines? And people get attacked for that's ludicrous, bro. That's stupid. How can you possibly, you say, you know that the FDA is corrupt. You know that pharmaceutical companies are corrupt. You understand how money influences politics. You understand that medicine and healthcare is oftentimes tied to politics and big money in politics. And the moment we begin to discuss vaccines, that's crazy. If you ever even discuss why we never discuss side effects, then you're an anti-vaxxer. I'm like, that's weird, because I watch a lot of commercials on television from all these FDA approved drugs where like the side effect may be death. Side effect may be cancer. The side effect is an HIV drug, may be HIV. You don't know. You're just rolling the dice here. But I'm supposed to believe that in the one instance of vaccines, there is 0 side effects. That's what I'm supposed to believe. Because what people don't even understand, like maybe you just give people the option. If people feel like there are side effects, then they make that choice. See, that's the difference. Whenever people see these crazy drugs on television, they get to see the side effects. They are having it spelled out for them. And they're making a conscious decision, understanding what those side effects may be, and still choosing to take that particular drug. That's not what we are seeing when it comes to vaccines. And it's for the same reason that we don't trust the pharmaceutical industry or the FDA. You can't say you don't trust the FDA and Big Pharma and then say anyone who questions why we don't discuss potential potential side effects of vaccines is crazy. They're lunatic. That it's lunacy to not address this. You're literally crazy. You have to put your mind in a box somewhere, like your common sense in a box, and throw it in a damn ocean to not see the clear leap in logic. Big Pharma bad, FDA bad, never approve good drugs, always approve bad drugs. Science has literally never gotten it right the first time. But sure, the one instance they got it right, 100% vaccines. Yeah, okay, whatever. They can't even get ibuprofen right. Ibuprofen destroy my stomach if I take too much. If I don't eat without it, it's going to kill my stomach. Thin my blood out. Can't even get ibuprofen right half the time. But I'm supposed to believe they got vaccines right the first time. 0 side effects. Come on, bro. Doesn't make any sense. If you like that segment of Mikasa Sukasa, don't forget to like the video and smash that subscribe button. Want access to members only live streams, behind the scenes footage, and other premium content? Well, you can endorse us on Rockman Premium, become a patron through Patreon, or you can sign up for the MCSC Premium membership through YouTube. All the links are in the description below. But hey, more than anything else, always remember,
find your balance.
Find your balance.
Find your balance.
Find your balance. Find your balance.
Find your balance. Find your balance.
Always remember, more than anything else, find your balance.
peace.